today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering British Advanced Snap Shooting, the Miles Edition. So if you've been watching our series on this, you saw that a while back we did just a recreation of the British Advanced Snap Shooting drill that was done by bloke on the range and British muzzleloaders, except we did it with modern weapons. We used an M1 Garand as control, iron sights, World War II era weapon, and then we used more modern weapons. And I'll put a link at the end of the video so you can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Then we did a video at night. We did it with night vision, and we gave that a try, and that was like turning difficulty up to 11. Now, one of the things that interested me about this drill is that this was a hard drill in 1944. You get a 2-second exposure on a target. And in the modern day, in the 21st century, I don't think it got any easier, even with modern sighting devices. In this edition, we're using the MILES system. MILES stands for Multiple Integrated Laser Engagement System. So we're basically firing a laser beam that's activated by a blank. And why did we choose to do this version? Because the targets were real, i.e. real people. So it wasn't a cardboard cutout that you went and graded afterwards. The people that participated in the drill as the targets, they simulated the targets that you would have at the appropriate ranges. So when you have a target presented at the 90 and 80 yard lines, it's a torso target from the belt buckle up to your head, basically about the size of an IPSC or an IDPA target. And somebody would pop up from behind cover and present that much of themselves and gave you 2 seconds to engage them. The next target you engage would be about like from your mid-chest, top of your stomach up to your head, about a half size of an IPSC IDPA target. And again, they popped up for 2 seconds, and at 70 and 50 yards, you got to engage them as well. And then finally, the last target is a head and shoulders kind of target. Just pops up like a head sticking over a parapet, and they get a 2-second exposure at about the 30 yard line. And then it was over. And you had all the variables of real people involved, because each person in their mind counts 2 seconds differently. So each person that popped up and did it, they did their thing. And then the shooter had the thing is, I'm shooting at real people. Oh my God, there it is, it popped up. And they had the that kind of thing going on too. Kind of like the pressure you get in a match once the buzzer goes off and your great plan in your head goes poof. But it was an interesting set of results. We also were lucky enough that people that had participated in our earlier versions of this were able to participate in this version too, so we have a nice baseline going there. Plus we introduced the drill to a lot of new people. And we want to take this opportunity to thank the One Shepherd Leadership Institute, who allowed us to do this test during their 40th anniversary. If you're interested in One Shepherd, please check out a playlist at the end that's got all kinds of videos that we put out about the One Shepherd 40th anniversary that included their training program, their exercises, and even their air mobile operations with real helicopters. Okay, so our first shooter here is Dr. Christopher Larson. He's the founder of One Shepherd, and also he shot the LPVO on our first go-round of this with live ammunition in the previous video, and also he shot an LPVO here with the Miles gear, and had about the same results, which predictably you would expect.
Damn it, I dropped it. I'm hearing death. Drop my muzzle too fast.
So how we do on this batch?
Best run so far.
Hey!
We got a kill on 2, a kill on 3, near miss on 4.
Okay. So that's about the same result you got with your live fire run. March. Our next shooter was Peng. Long has participated in all our British Advanced Snap Shooting videos. He did the original in daylight. He also participated in our dark version, and now here he is with his Miles run. That looked real.
Yeah. Standing from now, right?
Yep.
How did that go?
Got a near miss on 4.
That's it?
That's it.
Interesting.
March.
And here comes our best run of the day. This was done by a student who'd never attempted this before, and he got 5 out of 5. Not technically, but 5 registered things on the mile system. He had 3 near misses, which means it was pretty close, and 2 direct hits.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll find out.
I'm hearing death. Good. Ooh, I think you got an air miss out of that. Cool. Okay, do we have death and destruction?
We have a second person to make contact with everybody.
Yes.
Near miss, KIA, near miss, KIA, and another near miss. Alternating.
All right.
Well done.
Okay, so we had over a dozen shooters run this, and we're not going to show all those runs because the video would just never end. What we have shown you are 2 shooters who have previously done this drill, one with an LPVO, the other with a type of red dot, and the third shooter who just did the best out of all the people who did it on that day. And the interesting thing to note about that shooter did it with iron sights, which is kind of the experience I had in my first daylight run, in the fact that I felt more confident with my irons on this drill than I did with my red dot, even though I got basically the same results. Now, we think part of the variable of why this Miles edition is getting results closer to the dark mode edition versus the daylight edition is just new shooters. They're just doing this drill for the first time. They're not totally exposed to it and ready for it mentally. And also the thing is, just like in a match, when that buzzer goes off, whatever plan you had in your head just goes poof. And I think a little bit of that was going on here. And I think if these shooters ran through it more, their results would improve. We hope we get to do this again with the One Shepherd organization. The use of Miles is an excellent training tool, and we would love to expand the database that we have started to build here. We hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future tests of the British Advanced Snap Shooting System.